Welcome back to another exciting, fun filled episode of the Super Banter Brothers, who is actually on time with our release dates once we plan those out. I am Super Banter Brother Grant Patrizio, and with me, chuckling as always, is Super Banter Brother.
Senor Donut, sorry, Donut Claus, ho ho ho!
All right. Holy crap. He got a new mask, y'all.
I did, and you are the first to see it, which is a lie because, the first people to see it well, one of them was Grant, of course, uh, but the first people to see it will be my Twitch community, because this episode will come out long after they've seen it, so
Indeed.
you could
Indeed.
see it still.
Yes. Like I said, once we decide our release dates, we are on time with these things. But to to start every episode the way we start or to start this episode the way we start every episode, Senor Donut Claus, what have you been playing? What's new in your wild in terms of gaming and other such things to banter about?
Well, I tried out Hi-Fi Rush on stream because of an ill-fated Chrono Trigger, uh, PC stream that did not work out.
You might even
Um,
say Chrono Trigger didn't want to trigger?
yes, yeah, absolutely, did not wanna trigger, did not want to. So I was unable to start that all complete or all runs complete playthrough, but I still have it in the works, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. Um But I am playing something off stream that I, wanted to share with you. Uh, I know that I've talked to you at length, Grant, about playing a game, a certain game with me and a few
Okay.
others before, but you did not want to play it because you felt that you, would not enjoy playing it because it is a, salt party, basically.
Right. Despite the
That
fact that I love salt on my food, I don't like salt from my video games, especially the salt that fuels my own tears.
So, the game that I asked you to play with me was Dokapon Kingdom Connect.
Right. And we thought
S
Mario Party was salty.
Oh my god, that has nothing on Dokapon Kingdom,
Oh
but
god.
I have asked you to play this game with me, and you've denied my request for, the reasons you've stated, but off stream, I've tried out a new Dokapon game that was
Hmm.
recommended to me, by a friend of mine. Shout out to Dale. Um, Dale recommended that, actually, he gifted the game to me and said, "You should play this game." And I was like, "Okay." And it was a game called Dokapon Sword of Fury, which is very similar to Dokapon Kingdom, although same but different kind of feel. It
Okay.
is done with 2D graphics on the game board and 3D graphics when you are fighting, creatures on the field.
Interesting.
So it
Okay.
is, it is. The other thing that's different about it is in Dokapon Kingdom Connect, slash, old school Dokapon Kingdom on the PS2 Wii, when you play the game, you get to pick a class and you get to upgrade that class, level up. And when you level up a class, you unlock new classes and so forth and so on.
Right.
Well, in Dokapon Sword of Fury, you pick one class and you're that class the rest of the game. There is no
Oh.
picking a different class. So, yes, that is what I've been playing off stream. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Okay. Do you like the old Dokapon style, the OG Dokapon style better,
I
or
do. It's just so in this other game, you can give advantage to other players.
hmm,
So if you are a first time player, you can say, you know what, I want to give Grant an advantage when he rolls or when, RNG Jesus comes down to bless him. Uh, so it would give you an advantage on your rolls, on your random outcomes,
mhm,
and the other players would just have the standard RNGesus, not RNGesus premium like you would have.
Got it.
without a
Okay.
subscription, necessary.
Okay, so you'd be gifting I love that this is a thing now. You are gifting me a subscription to RN Jesus.
Yes.
That is a thing we can say in 2025 gaming, y'all.
No ads
That
for you when you are watching that Twitch stream.
hooray!
But otherwise, I gave myself the advantage because 'cause I'm playing against the computer, but the
Right,
computer is still fucking doing what it's gonna do, which is be a
right,
computer and win.
right.
So I'm still kind of, like, a little iffy on the game, but I need to play it a little bit more. Um, and then I've also been playing off stream this game called Axiom, Verge, I believe, which is a Metroid-like game. I wouldn't even say it's a
Hmm,
Metroidvania, it is Metroid, uh, for all intents and purposes. It looks like it. It has, very similar gameplay. You're on an alien world and, you know, doing crazy things, getting upgrades as you go through the world. Like, it's pretty fun, actually. Um, so I'm playing through some of that. I might actually play through the sequel on stream, because
ooh,
it seems like a fun game. So, yeah,
nice.
that's pretty much what I've been playing, besides, the stuff that I mentioned last time.
Mhm.
How about yourself, Grant? What have you been playing?
Well, aside from the stuff that I mentioned last time, it's really just been kind of on a mobile kick. I go through these phases where I revisit the mobile games I like, whether it be new events, just to give myself some variety. I've been playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, opening my packs in Pokemon TCG Pocket. And off stream, I have been playing Kirby Air Riders, um, and Claire Obscure Exhibition 33.
Not
I
exhibition, expedition.
I made the mistake anyway.
What are you exhibiting, Grant?
I
Are
have
you
no
exhibiting
idea.
hot stuff?
I have no idea what I'm exhibiting aside from subpar turn-based RPG skills. Anyway, Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
There you go.
I've been playing that one. I almost did the exhibition line again.
You
Um,
almost did. I heard it. I heard it. How
oh
far are you in
man.
that game, by the way?
I wouldn't say I'm very far. I just got my fourth party member. Um,
Okay.
and I am learning that and again, it's been a minute since I
Mhm,
have
mhm, mhm,
picked the game
mhm.
back up. So, main character dude, first party member you unlock, and
Yep.
the most recent party member I unlock are my three in my party right now.
Mhm, mhm.
Fencing lady, unfortunately, just yeah, she ain't cutting it for what I need right now in terms of gameplay and party
Really?
strategy.
Oh.
Everybody in my party right now can heal themselves, which is fantastic for where at least it feels that way for me for
Mhm,
where I'm at in
mhm.
the game.
Okay, okay.
Um, but I understand that if you build your characters correctly with gear and elements and certain skills, you can and I'm seeing it with the rapier lady or
Mhm.
rapier lady. I am seeing it with her that if you load her out correctly, oh my god, she is damage dealer to the extreme, or
Yes, absolutely.
has that capability.
So, I was streaming that game not too long after, it came out. Maybe, I wanna say, maybe a month or 2 after it came out, I started streaming it, but then I stopped streaming it. Because I was too I felt I took too much time with loading out my characters with different,
Mhm.
gears, different pictos and everything, to the point where I felt it was maybe even boring to watch me, kinda go over what I was trying to put on my character to
Right.
spec them out the way that I wanted to. So I stopped streaming it, and I haven't gone back to it since. I need to go back to it because I hear the game, is fantastic, and I've gotten past the first act, but I haven't gotten too far after that.
Gotcha. It again, my experience has been very fun with it. I just completed a side quest where I had to get these sparkling stone fragments and return them to an enemy outside of the
Ah,
cave I need to
yes.
go through for
Mhm,
progression.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just finding that the person I unlocked most recently for my party, her her light and darkness mechanic that allows you to
Yeah.
yeah, that
You
like
can
that
stack, it's so good.
oh my god, it deals crazy damage after maybe 1
Mhm,
or 2 turns. And the fact that one of her attacks is like a life steal, which is
mhm,
how she can heal.
mhm.
So pair that life steal with a few buffs and she can fully heal herself while killing an enemy.
Yes. Now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you camp parry or camp dodge?
Right now, I am camp dodge just because I am finding the rhythm with
Mhm,
the dodges.
mhm.
One of the things I thought when I was playing through that game, and probably one of the strangest comparisons I ever thought I'd have to make as a gamer. But I'm like, this is what Mario and Luigi RPG feels like. You learn attack rhythms and you
Mhm.
have to press the appropriate button in time with the rhythm to either get the perfect dodge or a regular dodge. And if you've mastered the pictos that give you more ability points, with perfect dodges. You get the rhythm down, you get the perfect dodges, you get the AP faster, you can buff yourself, heal yourself much more consistently.
Mhm.
And honestly, for dodging, for whatever reason, it just feels like the attacks are easier to read.
That's
When it
fair.
when it comes to parrying, I have to read the attacks a little differently
Mhm.
and I have to know how long exactly, like frame by frame, how
Yep.
long it takes for me to pull the sword up or activate the parry stance
Mhm.
to make that happen. And I'm just like, with dodging, once you press the button, you already enter invincible. If you
Mhm,
pull it
mhm.
off right, once you press the button, you already enter invincible. There's not that press X button to like 5 frames of lag to hopefully parry, you know?
I gotta tell you, man, it's so satisfying when you get the parries, though.
Oh, I've gotten a few, and I agree. But for battle consistency, I am definitely Team Dodge.
That's fair. Maybe that's another reason that I put it down because I was too parry, excitable. Like, I
Hmm.
had to get everything with a parry.
You
Had
might
to.
even say you were Perry excited.
That was horrible. That was
Hey,
horrible.
they can't all be winners.
As my brother says, "They can't all be bangers," you know?
They can't.
So, yeah, the point being, you should play that game, it's very good, has a
Yes.
little bit of something for everyone.
Hmm.
So,
The main reason I put it
honestly go ahead.
I was just going to say the main reason I kind of put it down is because the other thing I've been doing off stream is getting my Legend ZA save file ready for the DLC that drops tomorrow as of this episode's record date.
It drops tomorrow?
It drops tomorrow or
Oof.
Wednesday, excuse me.
Oh,
Um but it still couple days from now as of this
yeah.
episode's recording date. So
Mhm.
I just want to make sure that I have a team of Pokemon or 3 teams with legendaries to make sure that I can battle the over level 100s I will be facing.
As
Because
long as you have Halucha on your team, I'm good with it.
oh yeah, Senior Donuts it's they are a staple. Um both
That's what
in
I'm talking about.
Pokemon and IRL. Let's face it.
Aw, aw, stop.
That
Go
this
on.
guy, did this guy. But on the subject of that release date that I just bungled, that is our topic today. The release date conundrum. What qualifies as a release versus a launch? Delays behind it? Anything that we just find funny about release date cycles? Um, just yeah, gaming release dates. Like the meme that is, we will get X before we get GTA 6.
Yes, that's so crazy that that has become a meme, you know, like, and you could place anything in X,
And it would
you
still be
know?
true, and it would work.
Exactly.
Like the most recent version I saw is we got SpongeBob canonically in a Sonic game before we got GTA 6,
Yeah,
which is true.
100%. 100%.
We're technically getting the Legend ZA DLC before we get GTA 6. Um, let's see. We got Metroid Prime 4 with that release cycle before we got
Mhm.
GTA 6.
You know what's wild to me? The fact that on release date of the Pokemon game, they
Yeah.
were like, "Hey, guess what?
DLC.
DLC." Like, bro, you're killing me with this. Like, I'm I I'm just an old man yelling at clouds right now because,
I feel that.
you know, we we lived in an age where we got a full game released,
Right.
bugs and all, and
Yeah.
we liked it, damn it. We got exactly what we wanted. And then, fucking DLC started with a fucking, accessory for a horse.
Yes.
And as soon as that happened, that's when developers said, "Hey, you know what? It's okay to release a game and not have it fully released with everything that's in the game."
I would like to pose before I pose this potential wrinkle in what you were saying. Uh Remind me again, which was the thing what was the game that had the DLC in the figure of a horse? Are we talking Legend of Zelda here?
No,
Or
no, we are not talking Legend of Zelda. I wanna say it was Oblivion. One of the
okay.
Oblivion games, but I could be 100% wrong on that.
Okay.
I'm just recalling from back in my knowledge, of useless information, that that's what it was. It was a horse, armor that, was released as a, purely aesthetic thing. Didn't give you any bonuses or anything like that.
The first aesthetic DLC skin.
Yeah, and it wasn't even for your main character, it was for your fucking horse, you know? Like, yes, everybody wants to have a pretty horse, but goddamn, that opened the floodgates to all of the stuff, like, all of the DLC, all of the, mobile games having pay to play, uh, you
Mhm.
know, um, ways to game models,
Right.
You had your Clash of Clans, where you can buy gems to upgrade your stuff faster and all this other stuff,
I
like,
mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links a little while ago. You can get in-game currency for free by playing duels to get more packs, or you can spend money to get a lot more jewels to be able to buy an entire box at once, so you can basically get the gratification of opening cards and the strongest deck real quick.
same thing with
Um,
the Pokemon TCG app,
mhm.
It's
One thing
all there.
the thing I wanted to bring up though is the Kingdom Hearts series. I want to say I w- I don't know that I would call it like a DLC, like pre getting the jump on DLC, but you had asked me this away from recording. The Kingdom Hearts series in Japan, before we got the 1.5 remix, 2.5 remix, 2.8 final chapter prologue, before we got all those re-releases,
Mhm.
the OG PS2
Yes, PS2.
PS2 Kingdom Hearts games, we just got Kingdom Hearts, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, and
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and the other Kingdom Hearts games, all the rest. But Japan only, before those remix compilations I mentioned a minute ago, they got the final mix versions of the Kingdom Hearts games that we now have in our remix collections.
So, hold up.
Which,
So you're telling me that when they made this game,
yes,
Japan got the final mix version immediately, and the
very soon
US
after. Very soon after. As a
but did
re-release with a new disc and added story content, revised difficulty, optimized graphics, loadouts to the skill trees and level up points that we see in the HD collections. Japan got those things. soon after the initial release.
Like, how soon?
I want to say um Chain of Memories was a little different because they gave Chain of Memories the final mix treatment but also made it fully 3D playable when they
Mhm.
released Chain of Memories instead on the PS2 instead of the Game Boy Advance. But for Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 and Birth by Sleep, I want to say maybe within a year of the original game's release, we got these final mix re-releases.
Oh god, that's so stupid. That
And
is that is a go on before I start ranting.
all I was gonna say with that is it's like we got the full release and they were, they were fun, full-fledged games, but then they decided, hey, there were some story beats we wanted to add and kind of couldn't because of the deadline. So we're or for whatever other reason they used in development. I'm only speculating. They're like, we're gonna re-release it with some graphical tweaks, some gameplay tweaks, more story beats. Um, I don't know for sure if Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is where we got critical mode for the first time. I don't have that knowledge off the top of my head, but yeah, we got final mixes and everywhere outside of Japan got final mixes with these HD re-releases. Japan got final mixes usually within a year of the original's release, except Chain of Memories, which got the final mix treatment, but also the full 3D playable upgrade when Chain of Memories came out.
That that to me on the outside looks like just a greed thing. Like, if you were releasing a game and you were gonna remake it, remaster it, whatever, there needs to be time between that to happen, right? I feel a year, right? And you said it yourself, you don't know the logistics behind it, you don't know if they were under pressure of a deadline or whatever, so
Right,
they didn't get to release their director's cut, basically.
right.
Um, I feel like what should have happened, right? Because you said that they released it as a brand new game, basically, right?
Yep, new disc, new cover art, instruction manual, the whole bit.
That's bullshit. What should have happened is it should have been the game, and then they should have released a free DLC to it. Like, if you're gonna make me pay a pretty hefty fee for a new game, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, hey, here's some extra story that, ties up loose ends or whatever that I didn't get in the original game," and you're gonna lock it behind a paywall, that's fucking bullshit. It should be that you give me the story, the complete story of a game
Mhm.
with my initial purchase, or you release it as, an add-on DLC that's free. If you're doing more with it, like you said, like where it's, "Hey, we're adding, revamped graphics, we're adding new music, we're adding new bosses," or whatever, that have nothing to do with the story or the gameplay really,
Yeah.
that could be like a later on full, not even full price, like maybe half price release or something like that. I feel that it's just locked behind greed that people are allowing this to happen, that fans of genres are allowing this to happen. That's why instead of getting like a full-on fledged, like full-on new experience with these
Mhm.
sports games, right? Like you
Iterative
have
releases.
yeah, you have yearly releases for these games and they're not improving anything. They're not. Like they're just
Except for
giving
maybe the graphics, depending on how they can
slightly
optimize things. Yeah, exactly.
slightly graphical upgrades, and this is where I had my gripe with the new Pokemon game. Everybody was fucking
Mm.
pole jocking on this game, saying that, "Oh, man, it's so good," and all this other stuff, and I'm like, "Sure, okay, you're a Pokemon fan, and you're happy that you got a new Pokemon game and all this other stuff, but look at the game and tell me that it is really all that great when your graphics haven't been super updated. The city that you're wandering around looks fucking dead and looks like it's cut and paste. All right. And then you're also announcing day 1 that you're releasing a DLC for this game, when you could have waited, uh, geez, how long ago did the game come out?
Uh, maybe a month?
A month.
Maybe
You
2
could
mo
have
yeah, a month
waited
or 2 tops.
You could have waited to release this game, including the DLC, and said, "Hey, this is our game. We're adding this to the game, and that's it. You're not gonna pay an extra $30 for this stuff because it's already in the game." When you were playing games like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI, you got the whole damn story, and that was it.
Like, we can even use Pokemon as previous examples of that. Like, Pokemon Sun and Moon on the 3DS. You got the full story there. Um, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Yeah, it was a remake, but you got the full original Gold and Silver story with the elements of Crystal and new stuff on top of it to be like, no, this was the director's cut we always wanted, but didn't have the tech to do. So they waited a few handheld generations to, fall into the Pokemon remake cycle. And it's like, this is what we can do with Johto. This is what we want to do with Johto.
I completely understand the, "Hey, this is the director's cut. This was the vision that we had originally for this game." But what I don't understand, and, I do understand because it's greed and it's, corporations and all this other stuff that are trying to
Yeah.
bleed you dry of any money that you have by offering you a shiny new toy and then saying, "Oh, hey, here's some extra batteries for you so you can enjoy this toy for longer, or a bigger battery pack so you can enjoy this game for much longer."
Profits
I
will always be an answer to this sort of thing.
And
Please
that's
continue.
exactly the thing. That's exactly the thing. Profits will always be the factor in these games. There will never be another game that is fully released, right?
Right.
That is fully released, that doesn't have any DLC except for, indie games, because they don't know if they're gonna get a sequel or if they're gonna have more time to work on it. They have
The
their
only
full game.
the only game I want to say in modern history that, matches the indie game model you just presented, according to the direct on the game, Kirby Air Riders. Masahiro Sakurai said in the direct, he's like, there will not be DLC with this game. We got everything we wanted into this game, and you are getting it all on release day.
Sakurai is the GOAT.
He
The
really
GOAT.
is. Like, that man is literally getting a manga written about his life and his game development. That is how much of the GOAT he is. Like,
And
straight up.
there need to be more developers like that. But because of money, because of greed, I don't think we'll ever go back to that age where, hey, this is a full-on AAA game that has no DLC plan, that this is the end of the story. There's no more stuff to add to it, right? Like, it
Yeah,
used to be, hey, other things that we're adding to this game, this is the sequel, and this, expands on the, story of the first game, you know? Um
right. So
I'm
that
trying
sort
to
of
think I'm trying to
I
think if God of War, the recent, newer version of God of War had, like, significant DLC to it or not.
it had
I'm
that Ragnarok it had that like
Ragnarok is its own game, though.
Ragnarok's its own game, but it had
It did have
I
something to Ragnarok. I do remember it
yes,
had a roguelike added to it, but it didn't have it
it didn't have
expanded
story beats.
slightly. It did have story beats, but it felt like it was its own thing.
Hmm.
Because it was still hinted at in the previous game. In God of War Ragnarok, Kratos is just like, "I don't know how to move on from where I was. People want me to be their leader, a new god, basically, and he wants to step away from that." But in the DLC of that game, Valhalla, uh, they touch on it and expand upon it to make it more of a, this is, it's not necessary. This isn't necessary to get the whole story, because you get the whole story in part 2, right?
Yeah.
But it adds a new mechanic in the whole, roguelike God of War kind of sphere, and it adds a slight expanding upon the story. It's not necessary to play this story, And, geez, I don't even know if it was free or not. I think it might have been, but I could be 100% wrong.
I feel like it was not free, but it didn't cost very much. So the
Yeah.
expense was nominal.
Yeah, like, I'm okay with stuff like that in terms of DLC or story content, because that game didn't add a ton of the story, it added more clarifying bits, but it
Mhm.
added a whole new gameplay mechanic in the roguelike, section of it. So, I don't know, man, like, I have been around video games for so long and have seen where they've been and where they are going, and it makes me sad that we will never really go back to that age of having a full game on release date. The only thing that comes to mind recently is Team Cherry's, Hollow Knight Silk Song. That
Mm.
game, took its sweet ass time to come out, but it came out as one of the most polished, complete games that I have seen in a long time. I don't know if they're gonna have Silk Song DLC. I haven't beaten the game yet. All I know is that the game is very polished, looks fantastic, plays fantastic, and I'm glad that the team took their time to make this game. Not only that, but they priced it at a very good price, for a game that some would consider, uh, a triple A game, you know?
Yeah.
And now you're
It
getting games that are like 60, $70. The newer gen games are 70, $80, and you're like,
right.
"What the fuck is this about, man? Come on."
The I do wanna go back to Kingdom Hearts, but then provide
Yes.
my own example, from a more recent game, like maybe a couple years old, that I also feel like did things right,
Mhm.
while also it also kind of relates to Kingdom Hearts a little bit. To address one of the points you made about the final mix thing, I don't think the PS2 had DLC capabilities. So the
No.
PS2 would not have been able to have the DLC suggestion applied to the final mix versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Mhm.
Birth by Sleep was on the PlayStation Portable?
Vita or portable? Was it the
It
Vita or
was
the
on the
portable?
portable. It was
Oh,
on
yeah.
the PSP.
Mhm, mhm,
Um yeah, the PlayStation Portable. I think that game did have DLC. So with that one, it could have applied. And with
mhm.
Kingdom Hearts 3, in light of the whole not needing a final mix thing anymore, that's what they ended up doing. You paid $15 for 3 extra story chapters, more things to unlock, uh, a critical mode and 2 of the keyblades came free in an update the same day the DLC launched, which I can't remember, but I think the Kingdom Hearts 3 the Remind DLC launched like the same day as another AAA game. And
Oh,
Kingdom Hearts 3 got more attention than that AAA release. I
that's
forget which one
sad.
it was, but I remember seeing the memes and just how Kingdom Hearts was dominating that day because that's when they decided to release the DLC.
That's rough, man.
But
That also comes into another topic for releases.
right.
Like, when do you come out with a game so that it's not eaten up by whatever AAA game is coming out at the same day? A lot of developers were kind of pissed when Team Cherry released Silk Song because it was kind of a shadow drop.
Yep. And they
They kn
knew like
Yeah, they knew.
another instance of that I could think of in the recent past was the 90s era rivalry revival of Mario versus Sonic back in 2023 when Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars released within 3 days of each other. Mario Wonder's hype was so huge that Sonic Superstars just got swallowed up by it
Sonic
completely.
who?
Exactly. Unless you have a dedicated fan like me in the midst who's like, I'm gonna get both because duh. It's like if I have to pick a platformer, it's Mario because Mario got the hype. Classic Sonic who? The Super what? But speaking of Sonic, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up because with Sonic Frontiers, you paid like 50, $60 for the full game, get the
Mhm.
full experience, full story, all that. Yes, they had DLC planned, but it was all for free. Wave 1, you get some new cosmetics and new challenges in the overworld. Wave 2, no, wait. Yeah, Wave 1 was some gameplay modes from the main menu that you could access outside of the story to replay some stuff.
Mhm.
Wave 2 was new overworld challenges, adding a new move and a jukebox player. And Wave 3 was a completely rewritten final climax of the game while also adding playable Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. All of that was for free. And we got it within a year of the game's launch, like just free content updates. So anybody who buys Frontiers now will still get all that stuff because of all the updates the game will need to go through when they put it in their system or load it on their machine if they're doing it on PC.
All of that for free fitty free?
Free, fitty free. When I streamed it back in the day, I didn't have to pay a cent for the extra stuff.
That's fantastic. Like,
Right?
that kinda stuff, that's what game developers should do. But, of course, it's a business.
It's a
You
business.
have to make your money somehow.
Right. And it sort of begs the question, and we touched on this in a past episode, I think. Are we in an era where games launch now because they're expected to have updates and DLC and community support and things like that? Or do we still get enough releases like the Silk Songs and the Kirby Air Riders where calling it a release still doesn't feel so disingenuous because the release, for the most part, only counts about the base game. And this, of course, is not talking about your service games like the Duel Links and the Fortnite and the PUBG and basically any gotcha game. But for for like major headliner games, do we still call it a release if DLC is expected and updates are expected to be made post launch? Or do we call it a launch because we expect those updates and that DLC integration now? Or
I
are they just or is it just a tomato situation?
I think it's just pedantics, honestly. Like, when you're going between a release and a launch of a title, the game is going to be, launched or released. It's out, meaning people can play it. Like
Right.
on Steam, they have what's called early release or early access for, players that have said, "Hey, I believe in this project. I'm going to pay for it right
Mhm.
now and I'm going to get access to play it." Perfect example, Hades 2. Hades 2 was in early access for, I wanna say, about a year, before they, released their 1.0 version, which means this
Base
is the
game.
version. This is the base game, right?
Got it.
I don't know if they're gonna have any DLC for it, but a game like Hades 2, where it has a ton of replayability just because of everything that you have to unlock in the game. I've reached the point in the game where I've unlocked all of the story, but I can go back to before the story took place by resetting the game within
Hmm.
the game. So it basically says, "Hey, if you want to restart this game but have access to," it's like basically a new game plus.
Got it.
Um,
Okay.
so they have a new game plus in this uh roguelike game, which is crazy,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you advance through the game with whatever things you have, um, in typical roguelike fashion, but that game was in, early access for almost a year, and or maybe even longer than that, and when I jumped into the game, it was still an early release. Whenever I got as far as I could, it came up with a message saying, "Hey, thanks for playing an early release. We're still working on this game. You can continue, playing it and doing all this other
Yeah.
stuff,"
Yeah, yeah.
right? that was fine, and your progress carried over to the full release. So when they inevitably had more story to unlock, you still had your stuff. You still had your progress. You didn't need to start all over. And that I feel was a fantastic model for the game because you got to play the game. You got to see the work that the developer had on this title. Anything that that improved upon what you started with was fascinating to see, and I wish that more games would have that early access where you got to see, "Hey, this is our game. It's playable, but it's rough. Please,
Yeah.
accept it. Any bugs that you see, let us know." And it's kind of a way to, turn your fans into QA testers, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
kinda.
but people go into it with that expectation already. So they're not only a fan of this game series, they're now a part of the development cycle themselves. And I feel that it's a great way to kind of, I guess, bridge the gap between being a fan and being like part of one of your fandoms. Like,
Yeah.
what if you had Kingdom Hearts 4 in an early access kind of thing, where you got to play the game, you got to experience what they had so far, and you also were able to give feedback on what worked and what didn't work.
I mean, I appreciate the hypothetical, but I can share actual experiences with that with the Sonic series. The Sonic Racing Cross Worlds open network test. That
Mm,
literally, that's what that was about.
mhm,
Testing for latency, seeing people play the game online, experiment with characters and builds that could help them tweak certain things before the official release.
mhm,
And Sonic Rumble, I straight up just applied to be an early, to beta test it, basically.
sure,
I applied. They accepted me, and I was able to play the game during certain uptimes in its pre-launch phase and provide feedback with a survey.
mhm,
So it in that sense, that's why whenever I can, I do like to stream Sonic Rumble, if it makes
mhm,
sense,
yeah,
because I've got that personal connection to it. I am a
mhm,
part of it, just like you pointed out. And before it got canceled, Missing Link was going to be a Kingdom Hearts mobile game, kind of like Pokemon Go, that invited players to multiple early access tests.
mm,
One here in the US, I think it was the US and Australia got one, and Japan got another. But
mm,
ultimately, they decided to cancel the game for some reason. Still
woof,
not stated why, but eh,
couldn't tell you.
yeah. But it just it feels I'm with you. I want to go back to an era, or at least maybe more developers pull what Sega and Sonic Team did with Frontiers. Like, have a competent base game, something that you are proud of enough to want to share with your fandom and your community from the jump. And then, if you want to make additions to it, do so for free for the player's benefit.
Mhm,
So any new players that come in after the DLC cycles have ended can still get the full experience like it is a proper release.
yeah,
From back in the day when you get full games up front, um that don't really qualify as remakes or remasters when they do get re-released. I'm talking the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix collections. I'm talking Super Mario All-Stars from back on the Super Nintendo.
mhm,
Like, the full game up front, I wish we could go back to that.
yeah. Now we're kinda just stuck in this cycle of, uh, you know, gold versions of games
Right,
where
right,
you wait, like, a year to play this super hyped up game, right? And then they release a gold version where they give you the full game and all of the seasons passes or DLCs that they came out for a
right.
uh, not the same price as when they came out with it, maybe like $20 cheaper or whatever.
Yeah, like factoring in all the DLC's prices with the base game and like striking a balance to be like, if you buy this gold version, you get all the DLC for a lower price than if you would have bought all the DLC up front.
Yeah,
Dangling that in front of you. But not every game gets a gold version. Not every
no.
game gets that, that physical re-release treatment, that
Mhm,
final mix treatment, for lack of a
mhm.
better phrase. Because
Yeah,
that's another the gold versions are just those games final mix
mhm.
with all the extra added stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
D-
It's just, I don't know, man. We're never gonna go back to that era, and there will be very few developers that are able to do that, due to either, financial constraints or time constraints.
Which
Um
that leads me to one other thing we can talk about on releases. Um Now we are in an era, because we're in this weird era of releases.
mhm.
What the heck is up with timed console exclusivity? If the entire game is done and you can release it and you have a pledge to go multi-platform, why wait to go multi-platform with it?
Because the companies, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, PC, they have contracts in place with these game developers that say, "Hey, look, we will give you certain amount of money to keep this as a timed exclusive for our software or for our hardware, and then afterwards you can release it on whatever." Right? It's
Hmm,
another way to get cash for your project by saying, "Hey, look, this is going to be an exclusive for your console for X amount of months or whatever, right?" Um, Plus, it gives the developer extra time to work out kinks for another software or for another hardware system.
got it.
So at least that's to my knowledge of the industry, which I don't work in the industry, so it's all just basically hearsay or what I would think would be the thing. Um, because yeah, like you have games like Ghost of Tsushima or Stellar Blade that were, hey, this is a PlayStation game, but now it's available on PC, right? And even those ports sometimes are not good ports because
Yeah,
there's different architecture to a PC game versus a PlayStation game, right?
even
I
if we do
believe,
call them all fancy computers, you're absolutely right.
yeah, I believe um, the Spider-Man
The
original
Insomniac ones?
game, yes, the Insomniac Spider-Man game that was released for the PlayStation 5 was great, fantastic, loved it, and then they ported it to PC, and it had a lot of issues, a lot of bugs, a lot of crashes, things like that that wouldn't allow it to run properly, even on the most high end of PCs, and developers that do not have the resources to optimize it for one console versus a PC. Um, that just comes with that console exclusivity. Like we built
Hmm,
this game for the PlayStation, we're gonna bring it to PC or whatever, but we need more time to optimize it. And even
got
then,
it.
there's
Okay.
updates and such when players find bugs or whatever. Because nowadays, a bug can be patched over the air, over Wi-Fi,
Yep.
right? And, uh, games are no longer, if they are AAA games, AAA games will always be patched up, as much as they can be to make them, run optimally on whatever they're running on,
Yep.
right? Because they have the means, they have the money, the manpower to do it. Um, but like, these other games that are like one person, two-person studios or whatever, they they don't have that luxury and they release their game and, just kinda like say a prayer to make sure that
Yeah.
it releases and doesn't have as many bugs as it could have. But we'll never get another game, uh, like another physical game that cannot be patched,
Yeah.
for forever. I mean, I don't everything is digital, there's always a digital version of a game, and as long as there is a digital version of a game, there's
There will be
always
what
going to be a
updates over
patch.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Exactly. So, that's just the era that we live in and it's one that we'll have to get used to.
Yeah, and the terminology between launch and release is basically semantics at this point.
Mhm.
My god, I feel crotchety. So crotchety.
Yep.
But on the subject of releases and all of the chicanery we've been discussing, I've got a little bit of a quiz for you, covering some
Ah,
categories about releases and seeing if your encyclopedic knowledge of game releases and all that holds up.
bro, this is gonna be a repeat of the last quiz that you gave me.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna fail it horribly, but you know what? Let's do it.
Uh, I I am crossing my fingies that that it's not quite that bad. I'd like to think it's not quite that bad.
We'll
But
see.
this game is called Release Date Rumble, and
Okay.
we have 4 categories. This first category of 3 questions centers around holiday releases.
Okay.
Question 1, or for this first round, I give you the title of a game,
Okay.
and you got to tell me if it was released around the holidays or not.
Oh, okay, that's simple.
Because we both know what the holiday season does for
Yes.
businesses and game
Sure.
developers and all that.
Mhm.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
That was not during the holidays.
It was during the holidays. It was
So
a
far,
no.
0 for 1, 0 for 1.
It was released in November, Nintendo's prime holiday sales window.
Alright.
The Resident Evil 4 remake. Holidays or
That
not?
no holiday.
Absolutely right. It was
Yeah.
released in March, and March releases often hit the fiscal year deadline instead of the holidays.
Oh, okay.
Again, more
Alright.
businessy things.
Sure, sure.
The last one for this round, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, man.
Holidays or not, Senor Donut Claus.
I'm trying to think, because I know that was a huge game during the pandemic,
Hmm.
and when did the shutdown occur? I'm gonna say it was holidays.
It was not, though
God
it
damn it.
sold like it was a holiday game because of the unexpected popularity it got during the pandemic.
Yeah. God damn it. I thought I had that one too.
It was close. I could see the Yuletide cogs turning. Um, round 2, release date fever dream. These are true or false questions.
Okay.
True or false? A Legend of Zelda game and a Barbie movie released on the same day.
I'm gonna say that's false.
Is true.
God fucking damn, are you serious?
According to my sources on this one, Link's Awakening and Barbie Supermodel released on the same day in 1992.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood the question. I thought that you meant that the movie, the Barbie movie
Oh, no, no,
released.
not the Barbie
Okay.
movie, a Barbie movie. I see where you got
Okay,
lost.
yeah.
Word,
Uh,
word.
can we scratch that one from the record then? Can we say that that I automatically get this question, correct because I misinterpreted the question?
Hang on a second. I don't know that that's how that works, but we'll omit it from the total score. How's that?
Okay, okay, I'm fine with that, I'm fine with
We'll
that.
omit it from the total score. Okay.
That's perfectly fine with me.
Question 5. True or false? Sega surprise launched the Saturn the same day it was announced.
False.
True.
God damn it!
Retailers retailers hated it. It was a console shadow drop, and reportedly it also contributed to why the Saturn flopped so bad.
Yeah, yeah, god damn it. So far, I've only got 1 question right, is that what you're telling me?
That would be correct.
God damn it. This is even worse than last time.
Oh no. Well, question 6, last one from this round. True or false? A Pokemon game launched on Valentine's Day.
Oh, fucking God. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I can't name any Pokemon beyond the 151 original,
Well,
except for,
uh
like, Torchic, because that was, like, one of the Pokemon that I picked.
gotcha. Uh
Hold on. I think I got this one. Read the question one more time.
a Pokemon game launched on Valentine's Day.
That's gonna be false.
True.
God, fuck, come on, man.
Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green launched on Valentine's Day 2004 in Japan.
That's some fucking bullshit.
Round 3, the worldwide wait. I give you the name of a game and
Okay.
you tell me if you can you'll basically need to know whether it's Japan or us. Whether we got it first, Japan got it first, or if it's something else.
Okay. How many of these have we got?
3. It's 3 questions per category.
I've only gotten 1 so far, Grant. I've only gotten 1. The last quiz that we fucking did, you got everything right except for 1 fucking question. This is
That's
not
just because
fair.
I
This
happen
is
to know
not
yoga,
fucking
dude.
fair. God
That's because I
damn it.
happen to know yoga, dude. I
Alright,
leaned
whatever,
on
dude, whatever.
that rather than
Whatever, give me
wrestling.
give me the fucking question. Give me the damn question. I'll
All
do it
right,
fucking live.
all right, Mr. Not So Holly Jolliday, Senior Donut Claus. Here's question 7. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Which region got it first?
We both got it at the same time?
Close, but Japan. Melee was released just over 2 weeks later in the rest of the world, from
Mm,
Japan.
okay.
And according to my sources, unusually fast for the year 2001.
Mm,
Halo
hmm.
2, which got it first?
The US.
Absolutely right.
Ha! There you go.
It was
Fucking
a
2! 2! The gentleman's 2. I scored it fucking finally. Let's go.
and it's Halo 2, Gentleman's 2. I see what you
That's
did there.
right. That's right.
All right. The last one for this category is The Witcher 3.
We got that one first.
Worldwide simultaneous launch.
Mm.
Fun fact, CD Projekt Red insisted on this global unified release.
Out of 9 questions, I got 2 correct.
All right. This last category is the 1-day showdown. Basically talking about close proximity release dates, kind of like the whole Mario Wonder Sonic Superstars thing we touched on in the main episode.
Okay.
Question 10. Halo 3 and the Orange Box released on the same day.
Is this a true or false?
It's a true or false, my bad.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's false.
You are correct.
Oh, thank God, okay.
They
Let's
released 2
go.
weeks apart, but the hype cycles were in sync, so that's what everyone remembers.
Man.
True or false? Question 11. Skyrim and Minecraft 1.0 released within 48 hours of each other.
Oh God, 2 games that I'm not very familiar with. Fuck. True?
I might have just that is indeed that
Come on,
my
man, you're
source
you're leaving me in in
I'm
suspense here.
sorry. Like I read the question and the answer from the sources here and I'm like, "Wait a minute. Something's wrong there, so I had to check my sources again. I will give it to you because
Okay.
the quiz itself I made said it was true, but after checking the sources, it's actually false.
Default, default, default.
Because Skyrim released on November 11th, 2011, and the 1.0 version of Minecraft launched 1 week later. So it
Mm,
didn't launch within 48 hours of each other.
gotcha.
So the question itself was sort of, wait, why is this true when the fun fact says it's false? I have to check
Mm,
on this.
gotcha, 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 gotcha.
Last question.
Here we
Question
go.
12.
Here we go.
True or false? Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Mario Strikers Charged released on the same day.
Nah, that's false. That's false.
That is indeed false.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
talking
launched
about.
years apart, despite both having memorable summer marketing cycles.
Mm. I was like, there's no way they're gonna cannibalize their boy like that.
Nah. They'll
Mm-mm.
cannibalize other platformers, but not their own.
That's right.
Um,
So what is that, 5 out of 12?
5 out of 11 because we're just removing the there was one question we removed.
It was the Barbie one.
Yes. 5 out of 11.
Hey, that's even better than before. Let's go. Let's go. I count that as a win, baby.
Oh, it is a win. It is a win. Um, like, honestly, if I were posed with some of those questions, I would probably fumble the bag too.
Why are you giving me these fucking hard ass things, Grant? Like, I'm giving you fucking softballs and you're just like, "Oh, I'm gonna give Donut this one."
I didn't realize you were trying to give me softballs. Hello? Now that I know we're going softballs here, I'll tone down the difficulty. My bad. No, seriously. I didn't realize we were going softballs on each other.
Hey, man, I gotta make my boy look good, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make him look smart and hip and with it.
I thought that I don't know what the yoga one was. And as far as I'm aware, when we had that wrestling game, it was all just a bunch of flukes. It was all just a bunch of flukes. Our very first game. Our very first game. It was like, is it Mountain Dew or is it wrestling? Someone who doesn't really watch wrestling, unless I'm with you, and someone who doesn't drink soda at all. All of that was just a bunch of flukes. I swear.
Oh,
Oh man.
man.
But now that I know, we are not going for um senior swolnuts when it comes to my quiz difficulties. I will adjust them for future quizzes should I come up with more quizzes. But yeah, with that, this has been the timely released episode of Super Banter Bros.
Can
And
we
if
talk
you're
about
seeing
that real quick? Can we talk about
yes,
that real quick?
yes.
Just to give you all a peek behind the curtain, all right? We have been toying with releasing this podcast the first day of December. We said, "Hey, we're gonna release this then." A bunch of personal things came up, and we're not releasing until January 1st, which is our first episode release date. We've been talking it up, hamming it up for a couple of months now, trying to get these
Yeah,
episodes out to you in a timely manner. But, life comes up sometimes. So we apologize for not getting this to you sooner. But
that said though, by the time you're watching this particular episode in the rotation, our weekly our decided upon, probably weekly, but decided upon release cycle will be fully engaged by that point. So,
weekly? You want to release weekly?
I well, by this point we will have already decided because everybody's going to be seeing it.
That's very true. That's very
Weekly
true.
or not. So, like as far as that goes, y'all will already know our release schedule because this is what, episode 11? And we'll be deep
Yes.
into it by that
We'll be
point.
deep, deep into it.
Mhm. We will. So that's why I say timely released because once we decide, we'll have a plan. and we'll be
Yes.
able to stick to it.
Plan of
Unlike some of these
action.
developers we slammed in this episode. Anyway, that will be
Damn.
our show. I have been Super Banter Bro, Grant Patrizio,
I have been Super Banter Brother Senor Donut.
and we will see you next time on our predetermined, accurate, held to plan release schedule for the next episode. Good night, everybody.
Take it easy.